Boom, and we're live.
Let's go.
Finally! I was sad last time, and now I'm sad! You'll find out why. Welcome, guys. The pod is here. How you guys doing? How's your week?
It's great. I won.
All right.
Justin's
Oh, yeah,
like,
I won too.
post 100 points! Ooh. I crossed the century mark! Get me stoned!
It's a good day when you pass the century mark and your team has not passed the century mark for most of the season.
Oh, man.
Now we're going to make
How
playoffs.
are you 4-4?
Dude, the whole league is 4-4. The entire
Wait.
league is 4-4.
Justin, you're making playoffs?
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. We're going to make playoffs with
Why
my
did you
790
rank yourself at that
points
number?
for, and all of you guys have 800, 900 plus. Yeah, I'm going to make playoffs.
This doesn't make any sense.
Dude, the point differential. So I'm 4-4, and I have like almost 100 more points than like most of the league. It's very annoying.
What did I predict after like week 2?
Yeah. But okay, hold on. To be fair, you made the comp to Justin's league that one year that he like led the team in league in scoring and missed out. I've been more boom or bust. Justin's team on that year would play the number one scoring team every week. Like I felt like he was 2 or 3 and played number one every time, whereas like mine has actually been boom or bust. But that team was not boom or bust.
You have not played the top scoring team every week.
No.
That would probably be like Ken.
That'd be
Like Ken
Ken.
has played like...
Ken's had some really bad luck.
Yeah. It's been
I will
awful.
say that I've played several teams when they score their highest, though, but not on the week. Like, Sam and Josh both scored their season high against me, and I lost those games. Anyway, we're here. We're talking rankings. Let's start off with
This is a spicy
one.
episode.
Well, the whole episode is spicy, but we're going to talk about number 12, and right off the bat, it's a new name, which means, Jacob, hold on to your seats, buddy. You hold on, just stay on the line, okay? Don't remove the AirPods yet. It's coming. But it's not you. Kessner's back at 12, and it's because he got his butt kicked. Moving on. Ken is at 11. Ken's at 11, Jacob! You're not at 11! We know that with Kessner, right? Ken's at 11. We just mentioned he's had bad luck, and let's be honest, he started doing a little tradey trades. Justin, you want to talk about those?
Yeah, we preloaded a trade on, I think it was Monday, and I was like, if I win, we execute. Little did I know he had pre-ordered 2 trades. I didn't know that. Because like I see my trade go through and immediately see Josh's trade. I was like, oh, so it wasn't just me.
Yeah, I was at work and like my phone goes off. There's a trade, which by the way, as the commissioner, and I get to hit the approve trade button, which I really enjoy. Like talk about a power rush. It's like, oh, yes.
It's like
Whenever
you're
I see
taking
a
part
trade
in
is
every
pending-
trade that happens.
Yeah, exactly. No one gets it. I had a hand in this. But whenever I see a trade is pending, I'm always like, ooh, like let's find out what happened. And then like I open my phone and it's like a trade is pending, and I was like, is this like the same notification like twice? And then I saw Ken and I was like, maybe it. Oh no, wait, 2 different Kobayashis. Oh. So yeah, sells Herbert for low capital, but I guess Cousins is a solid player, and Herbert has some question marks. And sells Mike Sanders. I think that's the bigger deal. Does get a 5th rounder for him, which is pretty good value. I think he drafted Sanders in like the 8th or 9th. No, it might be not have been that late, but good value for a player.
I think it was like 6th or 7th, but yeah.
I like both moves. I think for all teams involved.
Round
Josh,
7.
and we'll get to Josh, but the RB position is definitely something I had to address. You traded for Herbert, and we'll get to you. But yeah, I think for Ken, this doesn't really hurt his team's overall value. I think Robinson will be a fine play, like not boom or bust, but Ken's essentially said I'm not in the running anymore, and I get it. He's been unlucky. Still,
And
some
Kirk
good
is a
pieces
good
here.
return for his consolation run.
Yeah, I agree,
Kirk is gonna
and
be
that's
good.
what I was about to say. I think he's set up nicely to perform in consolation. I know that's all he's talked about to me is like, if I'm going to miss playoffs, I just want to make sure that I perform in consolation, which is a good mentality to have. Obviously, you want to make playoffs, but it's not always everyone's year. except for this year, because the whole league is 4-4. Like, what the
We're all
heck?
making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well,
That's not quite how it works. But
wait a second. So moving on from Ken, and there you are, Jacob. You're at 10. A 2-round bump. So good for you, Jacob. Your team is still trash, but not as trashy as Ken and Kessner. And that's the bottom tier. 10, 11, 12, Jacob, Ken, Kessner. Side note, Pollard can be kept another year as a 9th.
ooh, that's
And
spicy.
if the Cowboys move on from Zeke, that is hot all over it. Speaking of spicy. So, Jacob, think about that. Anyway, moving on. At number 9, and I have a bone to pick about this one. I'm probably a little too high, I'll admit. But I'm not this low.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I'm probably too high, but I'm not too like you guys I think are way too low. But it's
Maybe.
Brent. It's Brent. Brent
I will
is
say,
at
like,
9.
I could bump him
once
up
we,
to 8,
Once we
maybe.
pass the bottom 3, like, you could make an argument that everybody after that could, like,
'Cause everyone's
anywhere
4
between
and
3 and 9.
I mean, look at my rankings.
After the bottom
Justin.
3.
Don't say anything. Just look at what I've done to my rankings. So, Brent's here, and I know we've talked at length about the depth. Although I think the depth is better even after this last week.
It's definitely better.
Myers, Benjamin, like these are all players. These are all players that are good. I love the going out and getting Dawson Knox because at best he got his touchdown. Like Dawson Knox had a good fantasy game. He got his touchdown. That's the guy you need if you need a plug and play. I think Everett's going to be a smash play moving forward without Mike Williams in the lineup. Pittman's a concern, but the rest of the team is so, and I guess quarterback. So Pittman and the quarterback is a concern, but this team is so good. The wide receiver 1 in Tyreek Hill. The RB4 in Jacobs, 6. The RB12, like, he's loaded. He's stacked. The starting lineup is very, very good. And you guys, I think, are missing out on the fact that RBs are super valuable, that Tyreek Hill scores for 2, and Pittman's going to be fine. And his flex is, I just don't get it. I don't understand. Tell me why I'm wrong. I've got him at 3, and he's here at 9.
I can't make a lot of justifications for my rankings other than predictions. Because what I'm doing here is just predicting who makes playoffs and who doesn't. So I could put him at 7, but some of these 4-4 teams have to miss. Not everybody can make it. So I could definitely be wrong, but I don't think Brent will make playoffs based on opponents, bye weeks, strength of team, gut feeling. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's the
Justin.
same for me. I mean, everybody was, all the 4-4 teams in my ranking tool were pretty much ranked in the same, like within a point or so. And it's just like you just kind of have to take whatever team you'd rather have. And I like the starting lineup, but the depth is just not as good as some of the other teams. And I don't like. And he's got a tougher schedule going forward. Some of his players have tougher schedules going forward. I'm concerned about Pittman. The quarterback is a mess. I just wouldn't. I'd rather have the other teams. I'd rather take the field. So that's kind of why he's at 9. But it was Brent was one of those rankings where I was like, oh, he's at 9. I don't like that he's at 9, but he's at 9. Like, so I don't know. We'll see.
I've been high on Brent all year. I think he's turned around a great new leaf, and you guys are going to look silly in 3
What did he
weeks.
make
I'm
it
calling
to?
right now.
4 or 5
What?
last week?
Last week he was up,
4.
at 4,
Impressive.
and he played
That's
the
an
second
achievement
highest
right
scoring
there.
team. Still had a top 6 finish, and you buried him 5 spots. Shame on you. Shame on both of you. All right, moving on. Now this is what I can get behind.
Icarus too.
You guys are nuts.
Speaking about fall from grace.
This is the largest drop we've ever had, I think, ever.
You have the sad music? You should hit it.
Am I a hypocrite for saying that he can't jump 5 spots, but he can drop? So
Guy's here at 8, and I can't decide if this is for a meme. Like, I know I'm gonna get a text. Like, what's wrong with you? Here's why. I've got him at 9, but he's at 8. And Jamar Chase, I didn't realize how much of an impact this would have on the overall ceiling of this team. Without Jamal Chase, the Bengals look lost against a very bad Browns defense. They could not play. And I think it hurts all Bengals players, including superstar Joe Burrow, who was really turning this team on, and I think that was like really setting him apart. And so when Chase comes back, I'm sure I'll skyrocket him back up the rankings.
Don't worry, they play the Panthers this week. The Panthers suck, so they'll just be right back where they need
The
to
team
be.
that beat the Bucks.
I don't, dude. You know what?
PJ Walker.
Give me a spread. I
play.
want the Panthers +3 or -3. What does it work? How does it work? A spread of 3 points. I think it's a 3-point game between the Panthers
three-point
and the
game.
Bengals. I really do.
I don't think so.
But yeah, I'm just down on that. The Bucks are lost. Like Fournette is full on in a timeshare with Rachaad White now, and so those are two big bonuses that his team was picking up. Hopefully, Ramondre Stevenson can hold on to the lead back position, but Harris is getting more and more work, something I did not expect. And yeah, I'm just kind of out right now. And the hard part for Guy too is he has another round with me and Noah and other good teams left. Like he's got a really tough road. He needs his guys to get back. Hopefully, he has Chase back by the time he hits divisional round at least. But if he doesn't, he's in huge trouble.
By the time it's divisional round. Oh, like division games?
Yeah, division games.
But you can say, I think, when talking about divisions, like, if we look at where everybody's at, I mean, you would argue that your division is actually, like, my division is far worse because everybody's in it than going through your division where you have Cupcake Kessner in it, and you're guaranteed at least a win,
I mean, you have one free win, but, like, I would rather play...
I have no free wins.
No, but that's also, like, the base power of your division. Like, I would rather play your division instead of mine. Because I don't want to deal with a full power guy if Chase comes back, and I don't want to deal with Noah. Like, who's in your division? I would gladly play your entire division over mine. I'm not
I would
joking.
love to play Sam. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I would love to play Sam. I'd love to play you.
Sam
not
is
this
basically
week.
Kessner at this point.
Like, I'm playing Justin. Justin's, like, probably going to beat me because I'm down CeeDee Lamb.
Are
But,
you
like,
kidding
full
me?
power,
I think you're going to destroy me. Like, I
Full
don't
power,
have the
full
firepower
power?
your team does.
Well, and if Andrews misses too, I'm in trouble. But the point is, like, full power. I would rather play everyone in your division than Noah or Guy. I'm not like, I don't think I'm crazy to say that. Santos too. I would rather play Santos 4 weeks in a row than play the rest of my guys in my division.
Well, of course, we all think. I think Santos' division is the worst.
No, not Santos' division. Santos. I would rather play Santos 4 weeks in a row.
Well, I would too. I think everybody would.
So, yeah, and but that's the troubling thing for Guy. But I mean, Justin, talk some sense. Me and Noah are both low on him, but talk some sense, I guess.
What's his road to
mean,
playoffs?
Eckler's
Justin?
the
What's his road to
RB1,
playoffs?
and Mike Williams and Keenan Allen still aren't really back, so Eckler's going to be smash. I'm not as low on the Bengals. The game against the Browns. The Browns have just had the Bengals number. Like, every team kind of has that team that they go up against. They just don't match up well, and they just kind of suck against. And the Browns are that for the Bengals for whatever reason. Don't know. So, if they do it again, if they suck again against the Panthers, yeah, I think there's reason for alarm. But I'm not alarmed yet, and that's where my ranking kind of reflects that. I think Juju is fine. I think he's going to be a fine wide receiver. He's essentially his wide receiver 2, probably.
I don't know. I guess.
And so I'm kind of like the way I've kind of started to define, like, my rankings are kind of looking at like the next 3 weeks or so, and I think the team has a lot of boom potential, and it's going to be fine because Chase will eventually come back. So I'm not concerned yet. Talk to me in next week, and we'll see what happens. But I'm not overreacting yet to Chase is out and Guy puts a bag wheat.
And I will say, too, that I've got Guy at 9, but honestly it has less to do with Guy and more to do with how wild and crazy the league is right now. Like, it's so close. Like, he could easily be 4th, but he's 9. For me. Anyway. All right. That's number 8. At 7, the man who's on his work. Like, you are down on yourself, Justin. Noah and I have you at 5. You have yourself at 7. But I heard a little doubt. You said, I'm going to destroy you this week. I hardly think so. I think it should be a good game. It'll definitely be close. I guess I like my potential ceiling higher, but
well, I think that's the thing. Is like
two.
my floor has been solid. I mean, I haven't scored below 95 points for every week except for one. So like, I'm not gonna like just like some of you guys have gone down to the 80s, 70s, 60s. Like, I don't think that my team has that potential because the volume that a lot of my players get. But I don't think my team has anywhere near the ceiling that you guys do, which is just like really concerning in that. That's why I made the move for Herbert, because I was like, Cousins like does not have the ceiling that Herbert does. And I was like, I need to go get a guy like Herbert's right now. He's down, but like his ceiling is a lot higher in my opinion. I'm trying to get ceiling players at this point because I just don't think I have the firepower like that you guys can put up in a week. I don't have that, and that's why I'm lower on myself because like I'm not gonna like crap the bed, but my team just can't for whatever reason. Like I do think the ceiling might be there, but it hasn't shown it through 8 weeks. So I can't say that it's there right now because it's just like I haven't seen it. And they refuse to put up more than 120, you know?
No?
I just have him at 5 because I think he's making playoffs. And I like his team more than the Sands, who I also think is making playoffs. But yeah, that kind of goes in with the rest of my prediction is I think he will win, Justin. So don't be down on yourself.
I mean, that would be amazing, but it's going to be tough.
I think Etienne coming back on is really strong. I've already voiced my concerns about the Bengals offense, but the same thing applies if you can stay with it and Chase comes back. Like, I know you're talking about the Browns at the Bengals number, and I agree. But, like, we had a full year with Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor. Actually, this entire offense without Jamar Chase before Jamar Chase was drafted, and they were not good. So, like, I know that was 2 years ago, but, like, it was so alarming. Monday was so alarming. But Chase is not out for the year, and so as much as it affects Guy's team, I think it will help Mixon as well. And, like, for running backs, too, it's all about sustained drives, like more opportunities to score. That was Kamara's problem in the beginning of the year when Jameis Winston was in. But now, you know, he's getting in the red zone. I love the play for Herbert. It's so upside. You got to get upside. But I have you at 5 because of Travis Kelce. Like, I know that your ceiling play is not as big as other teams, but you go into matchups with an automatic advantage at the tight end position, and that cannot be discounted. Like it's like a large advantage.
And that's why I'm trying to stay in as much. I'm trying to make moves to like because I think the team has a chance as long as I have Kelce on the team. Like it has a chance, but it's just been so frustrating because it's just like I don't know what's it going to take to get this team over 120.
Everyone hitting
It'll
it.
happen.
Yeah, and so like I think the only team that you don't have a positional advantage over is me.
Hey,
hey, Josh Kobayashi, listen up. It's my favorite Josh. Is here.
Well, it was a little late. We had a lot of prayer at the end of youth service. So it was really good. But
you know, none of us will get mad at you for serving God. Well, I guess maybe. No. Anyway, we are at number 7. You've come at the perfect time, Josh. We're talking about number 7 is Justin. The ones you've missed is yourself at 12. Sorry. Ken at 11, Jacob at 10, Bryn at 9, which I thought was egregious. Guy dropped down to 8,
which I thought it was egregious.
We had a long conversation. And now we're at Justin this week's rankings, Josh. I'm very glad you're here because we're in a hot mess right now. It's everywhere. We're so bad. But we're about to move on from Justin, and I think you've come at the perfect time because we're going to hit the top 6. And so we have Sam at 6, and let me hear Kessner.
Where he
Kessner,
belongs.
what do you think about Samuel Kobayashi?
Sam beat me already, right?
Probably. Did he play you?
I think
No, he hasn't played you yet.
Oh, well then he will.
Josh beat me. Sam's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. His team's okay.
Yeah. It's so true. It's very mad. It's all right.
Mid.
Yeah.
His ranking's right in the middle. It's good.
Yeah. I think the upside on Taylor and Mostert are very capped right now. Waddle is awesome, but he just lost Mike Williams, who's a big ceiling player for him. And dude, can we talk? Actually, Kessler, you've actually come at the exact perfect time. How much of a disaster this trade is with you? the play to get his handcuff Edmonds, only to have Edmonds shipped off.
Yeah, that's rough.
Oh,
And, I mean, we'll see. Pitts had a good week.
yeah.
Yeah.
He had a very good week. 80 yards and touchdown.
And a touchdown, yeah. 42% of the target share. 42%.
Dalton Schultz looked good too. I mean, so
Yeah, Dalton Schultz could be a very nice tight end with Dak back. Like he's a changed guy with Dak.
No, he's good. So
Oh, but yeah. All right. I mean, we all have him. I'm slightly higher, but spoiler alert: I have 4 teams at 5 because I can't.
At 7-1
choose.
and still having to play Kestner, he will make playoffs. There's no doubt.
yeah,
Despite-
7-1. I mean,
despite
it's
how
great
mid his
record,
team
but-
is.
And again, playoff time, you still have Jonathan Taylor, Pat Mahomes, Waddle, Evans, Williams will be back. I mean, there's still. Again, we've seen Justin got Pat Mahomes to the playoffs last year and it worked. So
Yeah, he carried me.
he did. He did.
That was
That was the
big.
difference maker.
People forget
correction.
about that too.
Sam does not play Kestner, but he will play. He does have matchups with Ken and Jacob still remaining.
Okay.
He has.
So he'll get 9
He
wins.
played him then. He must have played him already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He played Kestner
Oh, okay.
already,
He has played him. Okay.
but he has yet to play Ken or Jacob. So
Okay. That is big. All right. Well,
I mean, he's
Sam, you're at
locked for
6.
playoffs. You know, he's
Yeah, the early season wins, but this is a team that, like, to me, has like first round played out all over it. Just like,
well, he can't if he gets a bye. Which
well,
at
no,
this
I'm
point
saying first round
he's pretty
played. Like
locked.
he gets a bye, great. Division round, he gets dumped by one of us coming in with our 160 point ceiling. You know, just like totally nuked. But I think Sam thinks he's mid too, so I guess it works out. All right, moving on, and it's Noah. Noah's at 5.
That's right. Up 3
And
spots.
I want to hear from Josh again. Josh, what do you think about our boy here, Noah Hart?
I like Noah's team a lot.
Thank you.
I like, McCaffrey and Pierce and Murray. Definitely Waller is a question mark. Like, I have no idea if he's going to play.
I'm not counting on him.
Him, Michael Thomas, and Keenan Allen. You could have a stud team or a they never play again this season.
It's awful.
I don't understand the affinity with A-Rob, but
Yeah.
but you have good running backs, and you have enough receivers to get 2 good ones out of there. So
He's got to play the right one.
Yeah.
He's got to find the
Thank
stuff.
God for
you have to
DJ
actually-
Moore.
I guess if those guys don't play, it helps you make your decision for you.
Yeah.
Or it helps me not start a wide receiver.
No,
I don't have any left.
Before the flurry of trades that happened beginning of this week, Noah hits me up. He's like, "Yo, I need a trade. I got to buy, so I got to trade for a player." And I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. I'm sure we can figure something out." So I look at his bench and I'm like, "I want none of these players." And he's like,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm like, yeah, I can only send you picks. Sorry.
He's like, "It's the worst. I can't trade him. I can't cut him. I can't start him. I just have to sit here." Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I
And-
went after Hines because I kind of was like, I was desperate for startable players this week with by Apocalypse. So I thought that if JT was limited or not playing, that Hines would be a good spot start. The same reason with Allen Robinson. Like, yeah, maybe there's a little more chemistry building because Stafford never played preseason, so they had to, build that up. Also, Cooper Kupp may be limited, may not be feeling right. Who knows? So I figured he was a cheap target to go for another spot start. Like, I'm not planning on playing him beyond this week, unless he does really
Sure.
well. Then maybe.
Yeah.
But I really need to win this week, and I just needed bodies in the lineup, considering Jacob also has a lot of players on bye.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the move makes sense. It's just hilarious considering.
yeah. I knew everyone was going to get a good kick out of that.
I really like Pierce as a keeper, though. And he'd be a 4th next year.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
my
I'm excited
gosh.
for
He's a
that.
stud. Yeah.
Crazy value. Yeah. All right. I mean, no, Justin, you have anything to add?
Nope.
right, let's talk about the big boys. Top four. Top four. Maybe disrespectful. I don't know because I have him at 5. As well. I have 3 other players at 5, so you can't take my word for it. It's
Yeah, Luke
Santos.
took the route of I couldn't figure it out, so I'm just not going to figure it out.
You can't make me. You can't make me choose. Put
Yeah,
4 players at
Luke
5,
ranks-
and I'll do it again.
Santos, Noah, Sam. Wait. Yeah, Santos, Noah, Sam, Justin, all at 5.
Yeah, I have you all the same
Which is
place
understandable.
because it's like I like this person's advantage. I like that person's advantage. I like this person's matchups. I like this person's like win-loss. And they're all like none of them are like this is better. It's all just like equal. Santos is at 4. Coming off a tough loss against the other big winner, which is I think was going to really help with the top end seeding, was that game, the Sam Santos game. And so he had the Bills play, and that's what I think is my biggest concern with Santos, is that he's kind of relying on his Bills to outright dominate, to put up a good floor, and like you should be able to survive your quarterback putting up 18 points if you're a top end team. In my opinion, you should be able to survive it. He didn't really have anybody on
Look at
bye.
these matchups.
And so it's a huge concern. And then the running backs are an issue. Brian Robinson or Antonio Gibson rest of season, Josh? Who do you want to play?
Past couple games, Gibson easy.
Right. But, like, he's getting no carries. But I agree. Right? You know what I'm saying? And then, I agree. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Isaiah Pacheco, who's the actual running back 1. Neither. They both suck. So it's like, there is no RB2. Montgomery's a fine RB2. There is no RB1.
Yeah.
He's getting no production out of the wide receiver 2 spot. He has, I think, the 3rd best tight end in the league. Zach Ertz has been a stud all year and very consistent. Justin is making a face like he doesn't agree with that.
I'm like thinking about it, like, I mean,
Name
the
a
third
better
best
player.
tight end is just the entire field. That's what the third best
No,
tight end.
I mean, rest of season, other than Ertz and Andrews, name a tight end you'd rather have.
You mean Kelsey or Andrews?
Or Kelsey and Andrews, yeah, Kelsey and Andrews. You can't name them.
I don't want any of them. I want Kelsey or Andrews.
But I want Ertz. I think it's a small but a positional advantage where you're getting consistency. But yeah, big holes. I think the record's going to carry in the playoffs. But again, similar to Sam, I think this team has one and done written all over it.
It would be nice if Santos had Swift coming back, but
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
he traded Swift away.
Oops. Yeah, oops.
Oh man. Well, it would be great if I had Breece Hall. Anyway, I mean,
Well, you
know you're
didn't
the highest on
make
him?
the decision that Brees
No,
Hall should
That's
get.
true.
different than a trade. Well,
that's true. That's true.
it always comes back to Luke. I've been watching this pod. Hold on, this is not. All right, I know you guys- listen, y'all been playing together for years. This is only year 3 for me. But listen, the more I'm in this league and I watch, I'm like, this is not a 12-man league. This is created for Luke to praise himself.
So true.
like, this
So
is-
true.
His identity is he has to have the best team, and I'm
Yep.
sorry, that's in soapbox.
You're right.
Look, I mentored Luke in college, and he's like, man, but narcissistic football team. Man.
I cede the rest of my time to Josh. I'm going to go.
Moving
Oh,
on to number 3, it's
Speaking of,
it's Luke.
you
That's
can't
funny.
escape.
He allowed himself to get to number 3.
Well,
No.
Noah made sure of that.
someone did something here, and it was not Luke.
Oh man. Oh. I'm at 3.
So
We don't
here's
have to
the
talk
deal.
about me. I don't know. Now I don't want to talk about
Stop
myself.
trading
Here's the-
Luke your players,
Here's
guys.
the deal.
No, I want to hear Noah.
Luke is 4-4. All right. Cooper Kupp is going to be limited. Andrews is going to be outer limited. Luke is losing to Justin this week. Okay, that's my hot take.
Ooh,
I don't think it's hot.
Next week, the stack is on bye, and he doesn't have an easy matchup. Luke is
Who does he
dropping
play?
to 4-6.
I play Mark next week.
Plays Mark, the number 1 team or number 2 team.
Oh, spoilers.
Luke dropping to 4-6, having to play Guy at relatively full strength, me at relatively full strength. I think he gets 7 losses and misses playoffs. That's my hot take.
Wow.
We will see.
Wow.
It's not an easy road to playoffs for you. And if you're not making playoffs, then I'm not putting you in top 6. That's what I have to do.
That's what I'm doing with my rankings here. At this point, if you're top 6, I think you're going to.
Oh, so I'm the best not making
Yes,
playoff team. I
by
feel
far.
like.
By
I
far.
get-
If I could give you
Yeah.
like 6.5, I would.
Oh man, I mean,
That would be
Yeah,
quite
miss-
the honor because my team was really good that year. I missed play.
missing the
Yeah.
stack next week does suck, but this week I am concerned if Andrews doesn't play, just because he's the Monday night game and my
Yeah, what are you
backup
gonna
tight
do?
end. The,
Yeah, I would just
Don't worry.
throw Freiermuth in there, man.
Freiermuth's on
I mean,
bye.
Monitor.
He's on bye.
Oh, if I was. Oh,
This
okay,
is the
yeah,
problem.
man,
like
this is
I
rough.
looked ahead and
Trade
was
me
like,
for
okay,
Waller.
I have my bye week coming up with a stack. I got to prepare. Also, having the depth is nice in case there's a long-term injury. So I grabbed Freiermuth, who's a consistent player with
He's been
yeah,
great.
that's
And-
on
with Claypool being traded away. I think his value goes up. So I'm like very
Yeah.
happy about that. But then it's this week and he's on bye, and then Andrews might not play, and that will limit the ceiling of Lamar if Andrews Bateman's already out. It's like,
Yep. It's
wow,
rough.
why is this happening?
It's rough.
But yeah, I obviously have a different opinion on my outlook of my season.
Just make playoffs, and you'll prove me wrong.
Yeah, well, here's the
because then
thing:
you're
if I
winning.
lose,
If you make
if
playoffs,
I
you're
lose the
winning.
next two and win and never lose again,
You
that'd
may
be
still
kind
make
of
it.
cool. That'd
You
be
may
awesome.
still make it, yeah.
But it's also within the cards. Like my team
Oh,
can
yeah.
do it.
Oh yeah.
And also, now my turn for a soapbox, which is the entire podcast. Josh,
It is.
is you all doubted Dante Foreman. I got so many
true.
texts and little, oh, they're on a trash team. Who's not going to do anything? He's not even the starter. 15 points after the first week. Got all the work. And I know Hubbard was hurt. That was a great pickup. All right.
It was a great pickup.
Might have
Worth
saved
the
my
fab.
might have saved my season actually
You
with
have.
the running back
Possibly, yeah.
injuries.
I think you have by far the most talented team.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
early
even a
losses
question.
is going to make playoffs tough. Okay, enough about me. Fine.
Justin, any thoughts?
Well, I was just
You-
going to
you
say
haven't
about
ranked the highest.
Foreman, the Panthers are here to crush all your dreams.
Dude, here's the thing,
Have you?
man.
Did you watch them? Oh my God, they're
I
so
don't
bad.
think that Foreman is going to have 103 every week. Don't hear what I'm not saying. But he's going to be the guy, and he can break it. Like, and that's how he got his points in the first game back, is he just broke a 50-yard run. Like, he doesn't need that many opportunities. I think he's been looking for a chance to prove himself. And as my flex play, I'm happy about it. Okay, moving on. At 2. And really, after the whole shenanigans of the ranking tool, this team should be a 1, in my opinion. I don't know why he's not. It is Mark Cockrell. Mark has moved to 2.
Jump of
Is-
3. Well deserved.
Jump of 3. And that's because he was the highest scoring team last week. By 1 freaking point. But this team is ridiculous. It's crazy. It's very good. He's going to
Without a
lose this
QB.
week. Yeah, he doesn't have a quarterback. And this week he's down both barrels of the double-barreled Chubb and Barkley, which sucks. But afterwards, like, going to be tough to beat him. Brown, Cooper, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. Njoku's quality when he gets back on the field should be back after the bye. Doesn't have a quarterback. Big concern. But he got quarterback play last week in the form of Goff and 17 points, I think. 18 points, and he put up 160. And this team could do it every week.
Go trade for Kirk Cousins.
Yo, Ken will sell him too, I bet.
I offered him Prescott. He said no.
Ooh.
Yeah, he came to me. I got this funny call from Mark yesterday.
Trade
He's
for
like,
Watson.
"Hey, I'm looking to trade."
That's the
And I
real
was
trade.
like, "You're looking to trade? Well, who do you want?" And he was like, "Well, I need a quarterback." And I was like, "Well, I can't do that."
I only have one.
I was like, "I love trading, Mark. You know I love trading, but I can't do that trade. Like, first of all, I can't give up Jackson, but second, I can't give you Jackson. Like, that's 2 things I just can't do."
He wants all the Ravens.
Yeah, give me Ravens. I demand Ravens.
Just 2 more. It's just
What
2
if
more.
I metagame him and trade him Jackson and then play him next week during the Stacks bye?
Oh.
Ooh, there you go.
See, now you're in
bulb.
playoffs.
Light bulb.
Then I screw myself for the rest of the Bad idea. Anyway,
Or that's the move that gets you into playoffs.
But what do I? Okay, now I'm thinking. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. I'd be getting Goff. Well, then I trade for Cousins. Enough about me.
Oh, there you
Mark,
go.
I've got 3 quarterbacks, buddy.
I already offered you stuff. You don't want my stuff. Yeah, I think this team's very good. I think that he has a pretty easy divisional schedule. Let me just make sure I'm running.
Yeah,
with this. He
he's
should
gonna
kill the rest of
play-
his division. I think
Yeah.
Sandos included.
Yeah.
And
He's getting 3
yeah,
more wins, at least.
watch out for Mark in the playoffs. Well done. Unlike the rest of us, Mark kind of drafts
Mark
his
in
team and
playoffs
sticks
feels
with it.
rare. Is it rare?
No, he's consistently
No.
a good manager.
I
Last
know
year
he's
was a bad
a
year
good
for him.
manager. I just feel like he's really unlucky. And, never
No.
hits playoffs.
No, last year he was like his whole team got hurt and then his draft was bad. But he's one of those guys that does not make moves. He drafts his guys, sticks with them, and
Same.
it's paying off. It's paying off.
Good year.
Very good year. Okay. Justin, talk about Josh.
What?
I'm getting
What's-
trade offers from Kester right now.
All right,
No.
mid-pod trade? Let's
No.
go. Let's go.
What's the
I
deal?
am
What's the deal?
rejecting this.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
He wants
What's
George
the deal?
Pickens. Any deal with George Pickens is out of the equation, Josh.
I was getting 2 receivers who can play this week. So
See, that might help you out. You don't have to start Dobbs anymore.
you need this win, Luke.
I've mortgaged my future enough. Pickens is a vital part to the plan. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I see my phone is going up. I'm like, what is happening? There's a trade been proposed to you. Anyway, Josh said one.
So, Josh loses this week and jumps 6 spots.
Yeah,
Someone explain this.
you have no one to thank for it.
He loses and jumps 6. It's never happened before.
No! It's never happened before. He's 4-4, no. Oh my gosh. I mean, I've
Yeah,
got him
so-
at 4. Justin's got him at 2.
I
So
think
we're all kind of
I think
high
I had
end.
to give him a little bit of a bump getting Sanders. I think that really helps his team.
Yeah.
But furthermore, I think he will make playoffs. I think his team is good, and I don't really like many of the other teams that are making playoffs. I think obviously, Luke, your team is way better. Guy's team is way better. But if you guys are missing playoffs, I have to put somebody at 1.
So
and
it
I
should be
think-
Mark.
I think Josh just barely edges out Mark because he has a better tight end and a better QB, and the Sanders upgrade helps. That was my rationale anyway. Yeah, it may be Mark. It probably should be, but I'm going with Josh.
Oh, man.
You also have him really high, but you have an extremely different methodology than I do. So what were you thinking?
Yeah, so for me, the running backs have been the whole of the team, and they graded out a lot higher because I think the Green Bay offense identity is starting to center around Jones, and he's done really well the past 2 weeks. And Sanders, I think, is a big upgrade, and he's going to get Connor back, I think, probably this week. But if not, and Benjamin did not look good. Surprise, surprise, because he's not a starting running back. So it's going to be Connor's job when he gets back. So I think the running back position is looking a lot better. And I like the Dulcich pickup, and I think that's going to give a little bit of upside to the tight end position. So and the wide receivers are great. I'm not concerned about Devontae.
Yeah. Me neither.
He was really sick apparently, so it was not great. And yeah, the quarterback's amazing. So I think it's one of the better all-around teams. The only team I would take over this team is Luke's, to be honest.
Talent-wise, yeah, and we're also 4-4. But yeah, I mean, you guys said it all. I don't think I need to say anything more. Josh done a great job. He's been very, very. How do I put this? Much more calculating in his deals this year, I feel, than years prior, which has really paid off for him. And he's not readily willing to give up depth. I love the Sanders move. I don't think Sanders is going to win you a week, but he won't lose you a week. I think that was a big problem with Josh's team is he had players who would literally just dud. And
Sanders has big upside, big upside. We might see that upside this week.
He has. He doesn't get the touches. It has to be goal line work.
I mean, is 29 points upside? I think that's upside.
I mean, okay, sure. All right, that's fair. I don't know. I don't have him in the top 12 running backs.
My
But
running
yeah.
backs can dream of 29 points.
Your whole team can dream of a high score, Justin. It's not just your running backs. Yeah. So I think definitely deserving a high score, and this is the first time Josh hit number 1, right? All
I
season.
think it happened before, or maybe
I don't think
only,
so.
Maybe
I think
only
he was
put it
sitting
in
at
one.
2 for like the whole year.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's
correct.
only been Noah, Guy, and Luke who have been in number 1 this year.
Yeah. So a good time to snub Mark for the number 1 spot. So anyway,
It's always next week.
yeah, I like.
Just win the league, Mark.
Yeah, well, he has won it.
No, I mean like this year.
Oh, this year, okay. Yeah. Can you
That'll be
believe
one.
this is year 12 or 11, and no one has more than 2? That's wild. That's crazy.
Do we have any league winners that aren't in the league anymore? I guess Clay.
Clay.
Anybody else?
I don't think so. No.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Wild stuff.
Kobayashi's
Woohoo!
owned like half the championships.
Okay, Kestner, if you had to swap spots with the team right now, who would it be?
Like rosters, record.
Roster position, yeah, record, everything.
everything.
Like you take out owner and swap.
A lot of the team that I had last year that I enjoyed a lot of success is on Luke's team now.
That's a great show, everybody.
Still talking about Luke.
He hasn't decided yet. He was just talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson, Kamara, Swift, Lamb, Cup, Andrews, and Foreman playing really well. That's a tough starting line to beat.
Boom.
Yeah.
I love it. And I didn't pay him. In fact, he hates talking about me, clearly.
That's absolutely yeah.
But he's honest.
All right, so we already picked. I think me and Justin's game is going to be super close. I think
I
the other
hope
big game
so.
is Sam Josh. It's going to be a big one. I think that, or sorry, it's not Sam. Santos. I meant to say Santos. Santos Josh. It's going to be a big game. I think that Josh wins that game, and I really think that Santos starts a
Better.
losing streak. I
Yeah.
just don't see the future
Yeah.
for the team.
If Santos didn't play Kane and Jacob again, I would say he was a dark horse pick to miss playoffs.
Well,
Yeah, but
I
those are
think
kind
he,
of
like
wins.
at
I mean, he
least
still
for-
could.
it's very realistic that Mark snipes Sanchez for the division win and potentially
Yeah,
bye.
definitely.
Like I think that's definitely realistic.
But that's a big game. Sam gets an easy one against Mark this week, which is huge for him to kind of lock up that number 1 seed. Because if he has the tiebreaker, or I guess we found out it wasn't tiebreaker, but either way, he'll have a game up on both Santos and Mark, who are kind of the big teams to compete for that. And Mark's just literally got no one on bye, or everyone on bye. Although he's only projected to lose by like 8 right now, but I feel like that margin.
Because Sam doesn't have a defensive knife right now.
Oh, okay. And then, Josh, you play bottom-ranked team yet again. It's the 12-11 Bowl.
You're telling me
Give us
this?
your thoughts.
Well, there's a chance already.
I mean, if you won out,
Amon-Ra's
you'd be in
gonna
the playoffs. Dude, Amon-Ra's going to smash.
If a lot of things changed, then sure, I could win out.
I really like what you've done, Kestner. Just like,
With my draft picks next year.
yeah, but like,
What's the?
like here's the
Listen,
deal.
I need to
guys.
send you a
Like,
trade offer.
I'll talk for a little while though. You collect your offer.
All right.
Here's the deal. You know, I am all about play until you're eliminated. And I think we entered week 1 looking at Kestner's team and went, "Holy crap, he's eliminated!" Like, it was.
Najee,
sucks, man.
why is he awful?
I think he's hurt. I honestly think he's hurt.
I just think he sucks.
I think he's talented. I think that his foot never got right. He can't make the cuts he normally makes. And he's never been the fastest, but he's extra slow. He's way slower than he was last year. And I watch a lot of Steelers. I just think he's hurt. and I think that they need to. Honestly, if I was Tomlin, especially with how our season's going, I would put him on the shelf for at least 4 weeks. Like if you want him to play more, just short-term IR him. I'd give Warren more work. Warren looks awesome. There's a lot of things I would do differently. But yeah, Najee was a whiff.
I was done early. It was clear that besides Cup,
Yeah.
a lot.
And then you got the Haul of the Century for Cup. Holy smokes! And
You're welcome.
Like, and a player who you can start. Like that's why I love that trade. Like Cooks is a fine starter. Obviously, he doesn't have the ceiling of Cup, but like he's going to get you points. Like it's not like you went out to like the waiver wire and you were like, all right, this week who am I starting? Like every week you're just like, yes, Zach Wilson's here. So, like, I like how you have a team that is somewhat, I know it's on the lower end of the ceiling, but somewhat competitive, but sold smart, and then, like, taking advantage of, like, picking up players that you could keep later on. Like, there's a world, I don't know what the contract situation is, but there's a world where Aaron Jones is off the Packers this year, and you keep Dylan, for example, in the third. Like, stuff like that, like smart moves, building players, keeping your team not out of it, because consolation does matter. And so, as much as it's been a disappointing season, we all have those. I think I went on a 3-year playoff drought, and it was just like, do I keep playing fantasy football? Just like, those years happen. And so, I really do like how you've managed it. And I can't wait to see you draft 6 times in the first 4 rounds.
I'm excited for the draft next year, yeah.
And be right where you are now.
That's gonna be great.
Actually, 7 times in the first
7
year.
times the first four, good lord!
And right now, Ken Walker's kept in the 6th, and Monroe in the 5th. So,
Dude, they're gonna Ken Walker is gonna be a league winner. He would be a league winner right now if it wasn't on your team.
Okay, so I'm gonna Russ out on the table. Good to know.
How do you
All right,
feel,
no,
John? I'm curious on your thoughts. How do you feel about being on the every other year schedule?
He's up and he's down. He's hot and he's cold.
last year was fun. Last year was a lot more fun than this year. Yeah. It's 7.
But I'm actually curious,
like-
if just kind of like philosophy wise, like how you approach that, and
As far as, like, selling Cup for picks.
no, just
Well,
like
selling, buying.
selling, buying, because like for example, Mark just doesn't like there's not something he does, so like I'm just kind of curious.
Oh, I love it. There's a lot of the leagues that just don't have that. It's not as common. I love adding Fab. I wasn't a fan of Fab just because I feel like, someone could throw out a 33 out there, but that's added ammunition within trading as well. So I like that.
It's made trading a lot more fun.
That's been fun. Yeah, it's another little thing you can add, or so I think I've been good with Fab this year. No, I like trading, and even going like I've been making offers now for 24 and 25 picks. I like that.
Do it, dude. Do it.
It does,
I just got myself a 2025 15th rounder.
So.
Yeah, but inflation, that's like gonna be worth 6,
Might not
17th
even
rounder
exist.
by now, yeah.
That pick might be gone by 2025. It's erased.
Garrett Wilson's come along. Garrett Wilson can be kept in the 11th round next year.
Okay, but
If
you can only
the
keep
Jets
2
find a
players.
quarterback. You can only keep 2. You have to pick 2.
Listen. So this is what I got. If you have like 3 players or more that you would feel good keeping, that maybe someone else would want to keep, but we have it basically at the end of this week. The keepers are locked in. Not necessarily
Available.
but
Yeah.
you can't trade someone like no one else can keep a third potential keeper. So yeah, make the trade now. Yeah.
Yeah, let's make the trade now.
Okay. I think there is definitely going to be movement. We were talking a little sneak peek for the viewers at home. The doctor, there's an appointment on his schedule. Okay, Dr. Tank Nick will be back in his full glory next week. Very excited about it. But we were talking about like what is there to talk about? We don't really have many teams tanking, and I was like, I think we're going to see some movement this weekend, one way or the other.
Yeah.
If it's not full on tanking, but we'll see. I think we'll see a flurry of trades hit before the deadline.
There is more parity, absolutely, this year.
Yeah, which is good for the league and bad for the rankings. All right. Any other thoughts, boys? No, all right. Well, Kessner,
How far
always
off
a
are we,
pleasure.
Kessner?
Yeah, did you agree with where we at?
No, with the trade offer I just sent you.
Oh, okay. Wait a second. Well, bonus
Here's
action.
where I'm torn. I'll give y'all some insight. I'm not gonna. Oh, you
Not
made
going to
two.
leak the
Oh.
details. Well, yeah, I made the second one after you talked about the first player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at a point where I've sold so much. I'm like, man, I'm trying to trade back now. Like, I'm
It's a player's back. Dang.
the first one's off the table. The second one I'm open to because there's probably more upside, and potential keeper for you.
I wasn't even thinking about keeping
I gotta
him. I'm
think
thinking
about
about
it.
a replacement for
It's
Keenan Allen.
It's an option. Yeah, Keenan Allen.
Yo,
Probably
that
not playing.
deal.
That
Back to
was
week 1.
that was bad for both of us.
Bad for
Yeah.
both of us.
Yeah, everyone. I got text
Everyone
both
lost.
ways. I got text like, dude, Noah got robbed, and then like, yo, Noah just
No,
took
Noah
Kessler
did the
for a
robbing.
ride, and I was like, I honestly, you know what? I told Noah, I don't know. I guess if Keenan is like a top 12 receiver, you won the deal, but we won't know, and no one wins. No one wins.
I think again, Mike Williams is out. I think if Keenan plays, he's great, and I think Noah can still get. For me, it wouldn't matter if I had kept Keenan. I'm still the same record right now. You know, like,
Right.
But Mooney and Edmonds, it's pathetic. Yeah. So,
Not great.
But they had at the time. They had upside. You know, in week 1, there was definitely upside to be had.
the good news is, I guess Edmonds helped me get AJ Dillon and Pitts, which are playable
Yeah.
players. They're at least playable.
You won the
know,
trade
I don't
then.
know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so good.
right.
Man, I was hoping we'd get a deal locked down. Anyway,
Noah, I'm considering it. I'm considering. the
Okay. All right. Hit me back.
deal.
all right, boys. It's great. We'll talk to you later. Josh, hold on, don't leave. After we hit end. Okay, bye everyone. See ya.